Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer. Look, if you're a professional, a student, a business owner, or really just anyone who sits at a computer to get things done all day, you absolutely know the universal pain point of the modern digital workday. I'm talking about that endless, totally exhausting cycle of constant tab switching. You know the drill? You're hunting for some lost file in one window, you're trying to draft an email in another, maybe checking your calendar in a third, and before you know it, you've spent 30 whole minutes literally just gathering information before you've actually done any real work. We have all been there, and frankly, it's a massive drain on our productivity, not to mention our energy. But what if we could actually change that entire dynamic?
Think about what a complete paradigm shift this would be for how we work. What if ChatGPT could just read your files, understand your emails, and check your schedule, without you ever having to switch tabs, download another PDF, or manually copy and paste text ever again? Today we're focusing on workflow automation, and I promise you, by the end of this explainer, you are going to learn exactly how to transform your everyday work from a chaotic scramble into a streamlined, highly useful system. We're going to take your AI from being just a simple chatbot and turn it into a deeply integrated personal assistant.
Okay, let's dive into this. Section 1. Meet your connected apps.
So connected apps are a feature that essentially allows ChatGPT to reach out and access information directly from your supported external services. But you've got to pay attention to that last phrase in the definition. Strictly after you authorize the connection. I want to be incredibly clear here because data privacy is paramount. ChatGPT doesn't just automatically crawl through your personal files the second you open it up. You remain in total, absolute control of your permissions. You hold the keys to this. And it's also worth noting that the availability of these connections can kind of depend on your specific plan, your region, and whether you're on a personal or workspace account.
So, what can we actually connect? Well, we're talking about the core pillars of most digital workspaces here. You've got Google Drive and Microsoft OneDrive for your documents, Gmail for your communications, Google Calendar for your schedule, SharePoint for enterprise teams, GitHub for developers, and Dropbox for file storage. By linking these specific connectors, you're essentially giving your AI a secure, direct pipeline to the context it actually needs to help you. And again, it won't access an account unless you explicitly set it up to do so. But once you do, the possibilities are incredible.
Moving right along, Section 2. Automating docs, emails, and calendars. Okay, picture this scenario. You've got a meeting in exactly 5 minutes, and you need to review a massive project proposal that you honestly haven't looked at in weeks. Now, instead of opening a new tab, navigating to Google Drive or OneDrive, furiously typing in the search bar, hoping you even remember the file name, opening it and speed reading 30 pages, you just use a direct prompt. You just tell the AI, find my latest project proposal in Drive and summarize the key action items. Because the app is connected, the AI securely queries your drive, finds the most recent document that matches, reads it, and instantly hands you a bulleted list of exactly what you need to do. You literally just skipped 5 agonizing steps of manual searching. Or how about dealing with email anxiety? We all know that panic-inducing feeling of opening our inbox after a long weekend and seeing hundreds of unread messages just staring back at us. It is completely overwhelming. But with a connected Gmail account, you can just ask, summarize unread emails from today and group them by priority. The AI actually scans the metadata and the contents of those unread messages and categorizes the whole mess for you. It'll tell you which 3 emails are urgent fires from your boss or a client, and it groups the newsletters and low-priority updates together. You've instantly brought order to the chaos, and you didn't even open your inbox app. And this next part brilliantly illustrates how it handles your schedule. By connecting your calendar, you can ask the AI to look at tomorrow's itinerary. And it doesn't just list your meetings out for you. It generates a complete preparation dashboard. It looks at exactly who you're meeting with, cross-references any attached agendas or related emails, and instantly generates a prep checklist and suggested highly targeted questions for every single meeting. Think about that. You walk into every conversation completely prepared, looking like an absolute rock star with almost zero manual prep time.
Let's move to Section 3 and see how this builds. Building a seamless workflow. Think of this workflow like a domino effect. You start by having the AI analyze raw data from your connected files. Then, you just feed it your rough meeting notes. The AI automatically extracts the action items from those notes, cross-references them with the context it got from your files, and immediately drafts a polished follow-up email to your team, ready to send. See what happened there? Data seamlessly flowed from a messy Google Doc, through a calendar event, straight into a drafted Gmail message. You are no longer acting as the manual copy-paste middleman between your own applications.
But, of course, it's not all magic. Section 4. Avoiding common integration mistakes.
The first major mistake people make is actually how they talk to the AI. If you use vague prompts, if you just say, look at my files and tell me what's up, the AI is going to stumble. It has no idea what you value. You're just going to get generic, useless noise. Instead, you have to use specific automation instructions. Tell it exactly which app to look in, what kind of file to search for, and precisely how you want the output formatted. The quality of the AI's output is directly tied to the clarity of your command. It's that simple.
The second, and honestly, arguably the most dangerous mistake, is blindly trusting the machine, assuming it'll just generate perfect summaries instead of taking the time to review the AI-generated drafts. Look, connected apps give the AI access to vast amounts of your personal data, but it can still misinterpret nuance. It might miss sarcasm in an email, or pull the completely wrong date from a complex project file. It is absolutely critical, like a non-negotiable rule, that you must always review and edit any AI-generated drafts or summaries before you act on them or send them to a colleague. Think of it this way. You are the pilot, the AI is just the co-pilot.
So how do we fix these common issues? First, practice data minimalism. Only connect the accounts you actually need for your daily workflows. There's no reason to connect your personal photo storage if you're only using the AI for work emails, right? Second, frequently double-check your permissions so you know exactly what the AI can see. Always keep privacy considerations top of mind, especially if you're dealing with sensitive company data. And finally, just manage your expectations. Don't assume every single app on the market has a supported connector yet. The ecosystem is growing fast, but it isn't infinite.
Now, what's really interesting about this next part is Section 5, the Master Productivity Prompt.
Okay, this is it. This is the master prompt. Let's read through it together. You are my productivity assistant. Using my connected apps, summarize updates, highlight urgent tasks, group info, draft messages, and suggest actions. That sets the role and the scope perfectly, right? But look at that final sentence, because that is the secret sauce right there. If info is missing, ask me before making assumptions. By including that specific instruction, you are putting a hard guardrail on the AI. You're actively preventing it from hallucinating or guessing if it can't find something in your Drive or Gmail. It forces the AI to check back in with you, keeping your workflow totally safe and highly accurate.
So the crucial point is this. The final wow moment isn't just about flashy new technology. It is about routing multiple, totally disconnected apps through one single, intuitive conversation to create a ready-to-send draft. You are literally taking the friction out of your day. The true underlying benefit of this technology is vastly reducing the mind-numbing, repetitive administrative work that bogs all of us down. It's about letting the machine handle the gathering, the sorting, and the initial drafting so that you don't have to. It's not about replacing you at all, it's about amplifying you.
And really, that brings us to the ultimate question we all have to ask ourselves. Connected apps eliminate the repetitive work, sure, but if AI does the heavy lifting, how will you use your freed-up human judgment? When you no longer have to spend 2 hours a day hunting for files and categorizing emails, what strategic, creative, or deeply human work will you finally have the time to tackle? That is the real power of automating your work. So take this master prompt, connect your essential apps, and start reclaiming your time today. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you next time.